There comes a point in life, usually quietly and without warning, when everything shifts. The roles we've played for decades, the people we've leaned on, the places we've found comfort, they begin to change. And one day you might wake up and realize that the support system you always counted on, family, lifelong friends, old routines, isn't as stable or present as you thought it would be. It's not because people don't care, it's because life moves. Children grow up and grow busy. Friends relocate or they fade away. Circumstances shift, and suddenly what once felt like a strong foundation begins to feel uncertain. That can be a lonely realization, but it doesn't have to be a hopeless one. The truth is, as we age, the most dependable pillars in our life often aren't other people. They're the ones we build ourselves. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 essential pillars of strength and stability that become more reliable than family after 65. These aren't just life hacks or quick tips, they are real lasting foundations that can help you feel secure, respected, and empowered, regardless of who's around. This isn't about pushing anyone away. It's about protecting your dignity. It's about finding peace in your independence. And most importantly, it's about preparing yourself so that no matter what changes tomorrow may bring, you're never caught off guard, never left waiting, and never feel unworthy of support. If you've ever wondered what you can truly count on in this next chapter of life, stay with me. What you discover here may shift the way you see aging and yourself forever. Pillar 1, your financial stability. As you cross into your 60s and beyond, one truth becomes clearer than ever. The most consistent, dependable support system you'll ever have isn't a person. It's your financial independence. While we often assume that love and family will carry us through every storm, the reality is that money, quiet, steady, and often unglamorous, is what gives you freedom, dignity, and choices. And when it's absent, even the kindest intentions from loved ones can fall short. It's a difficult shift to accept. For years, you may have helped others, children, relatives, even friends, without hesitation. You gave generously, believing that if you ever needed help, someone would step up in return. But aging has a way of revealing harsh truths. Your children may love you deeply, but they're building lives of their own. They have mortgages, student loans, childcare expenses, and personal stress that you may never see. And when life throws you a financial curveball, whether it's a medical emergency, home repair, or a sudden loss of income, you may find that no one is truly positioned to catch you. That's why financial stability isn't just about being comfortable. It's about having peace of mind. It's knowing that if something unexpected happens, you won't have to beg, borrow, or feel like a burden. You won't have to explain or justify your needs. You'll already be covered because you planned for yourself. Take a moment and ask, do I have enough saved to weather a storm? Is my income secure for the next 10, 20, or even 30 years? Have I reduced unnecessary expenses, managed debt, or protected myself from scams and financial exploitation? These aren't just money questions. They're questions of survival, strength, and self-respect. Because when you are financially secure, something shifts. You walk differently. You speak with more confidence. You make decisions from a place of clarity, not fear. And that confidence, it becomes contagious. People begin to see you not as someone to worry about, but as someone to admire. That's not pride, that's power. And in the later seasons of life, power over your own future is the greatest wealth of all. Pillar 2, your physical health. Financial independence gives you control, but without physical health, that control slips right through your fingers. After 60, your body quietly becomes the gatekeeper to your freedom. You can have money in the bank, a well-planned retirement, and even a house you love, but if your legs can't carry you across the room, or if your breath shortens after one flight of stairs, that freedom narrows, and it narrows fast. What many people forget is this. Your health isn't just a personal matter, it affects every corner of your life. It influences where you can go, how long you can stay, what kind of support you'll need, and whether you can live life on your own terms. And unlike finances, health can't be delegated. No one else can eat the salad for you. No one else can walk in the mornings, do the stretches, drink the water, or take the deep breaths when your chest feels tight. It's tempting to hope that family will be there if your health fails. But the truth is, caregiving is exhausting. Not everyone is capable, and not everyone is available. Waiting until a crisis forces change is what puts people in hospital beds, assisted living homes, or worse, makes them feel like they're losing pieces of their identity. Carl, 69, learned this the hard way. Once an active man, he let his habits slip in retirement. Aches turned into stiffness. Weight gain led to fatigue. Before long, he needed help with basic tasks. His children cared but couldn't be there every day. One night, after a minor fall that could have been much worse, he looked in the mirror and asked himself, "Is this how I want the rest of my life to go?" From that moment, Carl took ownership. Daily walks, simple meals, stretching, regular checkups. Nothing extreme, just consistent. And slowly, his energy returned. More importantly, his confidence did too. So ask yourself, what would life look like if you prioritized your health the way you've prioritized others? You don't have to reverse the clock. You just have to give your future self a fighting chance. Because in the years ahead, your body will either be your anchor or your wings. And that choice begins with what you do today. Pillar 3. Your social circle. There's a kind of loneliness that doesn't come from being alone. It comes from realizing the people you counted on are no longer there the way they once were. After 60. This reality becomes more visible. Children grow busy, friends move away, loved ones pass on, and suddenly the laughter that once filled your kitchen, the invitations that once came without asking, they start to fade. It's not personal, it's just life. But that doesn't mean you have to surrender to isolation. Your social circle isn't a luxury, it's your emotional oxygen, just like your financial plan and your physical health. It's something you have to build and protect with intention, because when companionship disappears, so does the sense of being seen, heard, and valued, and no amount of money or vitamins can fill that void. Take Margaret, a 71-year-old widow who once believed her children would keep her world full. She had poured her energy into raising them, assuming their presence would be her reward in later life. But as the years went by, their calls became brief, their visits less frequent, not from lack of love, but from the sheer weight of their own lives. At first she waited, then she worried. Then one day she chose something different. She took control of her connection. She joined a local book club. She started weekly lunches with a neighbor. She picked up her phone and reconnected with an old college friend. And something changed. Her house still grew quiet at times, but her heart didn't feel so empty. She stopped waiting to be invited and started building the community she craved. This is the truth. After 60, your social life has to be created, not inherited. It won't always come naturally. It won't always be easy. But the alternative, shrinking into silence, is far more costly. So reach out. Say yes. Make new memories. Because while your body carries you and your money protects you, it's your relationships that remind you you're not just surviving, you're still living. Pillar 4. Your sense of purpose. There comes a quiet moment in life when you've raised your children, retired from work, and fulfilled most of your obligations. Yet you wake up one day and wonder, what now the calendar is open, the house is quiet, and the phone isn't ringing as often as it used to? It's easy in that stillness to start feeling invisible. But this moment isn't the end, it's an invitation, a call to rediscover the one thing that has quietly fueled your spirit through every season of life, your purpose. Purpose isn't about job titles or parenting roles. It's not something you retire from or age out of. Purpose is what gives your life direction, energy, and meaning, and after 60, it matters more than ever, because without it, the days can start to blur. Time begins to feel like something you're just passing, not living. Take Harold, a 69-year-old former accountant. When he stopped working, he thought he was ready for the slow mornings and peaceful afternoons. But a few months in, he felt empty, like the world was moving and he wasn't. That's when he started mentoring teens at a local youth center, not because he had to, but because it made him feel useful again. He wasn't just a retired man anymore. He was a guide, a voice of wisdom, a source of strength for someone who needed it. That's the power of purpose. It doesn't have to be big or public, it just has to matter to you. Whether it's writing, gardening, teaching, volunteering, creating, exploring. You need something that lights your fire, that makes you feel like your presence still makes a difference. Because when you have purpose, you stand taller, you speak with clarity, and you don't need to depend on others to tell you that your life still matters. You already know. So ask yourself, what makes you feel alive? And once you find it, no matter how small, hold on to it, nourish it. Because your purpose isn't behind you. It's waiting for you right where you are. Pillar 5. Your emotional resilience. After 60, life doesn't stop testing you. The nature of the challenges simply changes. The losses feel deeper, the changes feel faster, and the quiet moments can feel heavier than they used to. But in those moments when everything feels uncertain, there is one strength more powerful than any support system around you. Your emotional resilience. This isn't about being tough or pretending that pain doesn't touch you. Emotional resilience is something far more sacred. It's the quiet courage to feel what you feel without letting it drown you. It's the ability to stand up after a hard day, carry your grief with grace, and choose peace over bitterness. In a world that changes whether you're ready or not, resilience becomes your emotional anchor. Take Elaine, a 76-year-old woman who lost her husband after 45 years of marriage. The grief came in waves, sometimes silent, sometimes sharp. Her children checked in when they could, but they had their own lives, and the loneliness began to grow. For a while she waited to feel better, waited for someone to fix the ache, but no one could. One morning she sat by the window and said to herself, "If I'm going to get through this, it has to start with me." That day she joined a grief group. She picked up journaling, and slowly she found her way forward, not because life got easier, but because she grew stronger. That is the essence of emotional resilience. It's the inner voice that says, "This hurts, but I'm still here." It's allowing yourself to cry, and also allowing yourself to laugh again without guilt. It's learning how to self-soothe, to breathe through the discomfort, and to honor your own healing journey. When your emotional world feels steady, not perfect but steady, you stop clinging to others for validation, you stop fearing solitude, and most of all, you stop believing that broken moments mean a broken life. Because the truth is, resilience isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. And brick by brick, you become your own shelter. Quiet, strong, unshakable, Pillar 6. Your ability to adapt. If emotional resilience is your inner strength, then adaptability is the movement of that strength. Your willingness to grow with change instead of breaking against it. After 60, life will ask you to adapt again and again. The people around you may change. The world may shift faster than you expect. Even your own body, once so reliable, may not move the way it used to. But here's the quiet truth: those who age well aren't the ones who resist change. They're the ones who learn to dance with it. Adaptability doesn't mean forgetting what once was. It means honoring the past while choosing not to live there. It's the decision to update your story rather than get stuck in a chapter that no longer fits. Think of someone like Leonard, a 79-year-old retired architect who once feared technology. After his friends moved away and phone calls became rare, he taught himself how to use a tablet. What began as frustration turned into fascination. He started emailing video, calling his grandchildren, and even taking virtual classes. The world hadn't shrunk, it had expanded, because he was willing to grow with it. Change is not your enemy, it's your teacher. It teaches you what truly matters, what's worth holding on to, and what can be released. But the only way to hear those lessons is to stay open. Open to new routines. Open to new people. Open to redefining what joy looks like at this stage of your life. Maybe it means switching from long road trips to quiet weekends nearby. Maybe it means making new friends in unfamiliar places. Maybe it means letting go of roles you once played and stepping into new ones you never imagined for yourself. Because the ability to adapt isn't weakness, It's wisdom in motion. It's the decision to keep shaping your life with purpose, even when the mold keeps changing. And the more you allow yourself to adapt, the less fearful you become and the more alive you feel. So don't let the changing world make you feel left behind. Let it invite you forward. Not to prove anything to anyone else, but to show yourself that growth never ends. Final thoughts: reaching your 60s and beyond is not the end of the road. It's the beginning of a quieter, deeper chapter. One where the noise fades and what truly matters begins to shine through. Maybe you've spent decades pouring yourself into others, raising children, building careers, showing up for everyone else. But now the question becomes, who shows up for you? The truth is the most dependable support you'll ever have isn't always found in people. It's found in the foundation you build within yourself. Your financial stability gives you freedom, not just to survive, but to make choices on your own terms. Your physical health becomes your silent companion, allowing you to move, think, and live with independence. Your social circle keeps your spirit alive with laughter, connection, and warmth. Your sense of purpose reminds you that you're not done yet. There's still more to contribute, more to feel, more to become. Your emotional resilience holds you steady when life throws its weight your way, and your ability to adapt. That's your secret power, the courage to keep evolving no matter what.
Together, these 6 pillars don't just hold you up, they set you free. So as you walk forward into this next stage of life, remember, you're not powerless. You're seasoned. You're resilient. You're still building. And if this video has helped you see that even more clearly, if it reminded you of your strength or gave you a new perspective, then we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you're taking with you today. And if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe and tap the notification bell. We create content like this to support, uplift, and walk alongside you because you deserve to feel prepared, empowered, and never alone.